I just need to research everything all the time. It's like the last year I've been pretty much reprogramming my brain and just trying to really learn history and learn how things really happened. Yeah, well, what happened is I was just watching some stuff on Netflix, and I saw a movie called The World Trade Center, okay? And it was a movie with Nicolas Cage and some other people in it, and what it was about the firefighters, and it was about them being trapped under the rubble, and it showed that perspective for the whole movie, and it was like hell on earth, you know what I mean? It was a real, you know, depressing, sad movie. And after seeing that, I wanted to see more. I wanted to learn more about 9/11 because I had only learned what I had seen on the news. At this time, I had still trusted the news, though. I didn't know about, you know, how they, you know, basically put out tons of disinformation and hide information from you and all that. So what I did is I searched 9/11 in the little search bar.
It's the first thing that went through your head just after initially seeing it.
I just wanted to cry, to be honest with you. It's terrible.
Thank you, Lieutenant. Stay safe.
As if they had detonated.
Yeah,
as if they were planning to take down a building. Boom, 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 boom.
All the way down. I was watching it and running. Just ran up, and then you just sort of this cloud of shit chasing you down.
Couldn't outrun it.
West Street. I couldn't outrun it. I jumped behind a battalion car. I hit under the car. I was waiting to die.
You never really think about it when, you know, things are moving so fast and everything's, you know, it's kind of all hidden behind the emotions. But when you start to analyze it, I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think that 3 buildings can turn to dust. It's ridiculous to think that any buildings can turn to dust, never mind all the contents in it. And it's, you know, to think that 2 airplanes hitting 2 buildings made a 3rd building come down too. And, you know, most Americans don't even know about Tower 7. I mean, they don't have any clue about it. I mean, I realized that if they're going to lie to us about this, they're going to lie to us about everything. So, I mean, not even just September 11th, I started looking into everything. So my whole focus changed. All these people that say they saw heard explosions and all this, and all the firefighters that say they saw it. So once I saw that, I was like really taken back. So I had to investigate everything, watch every documentary they had, watch every clip on YouTube, try and get, you know, the whole story. And, you know, for a long time, I was preaching that to everybody. I used a lot of it to wake a lot of people up. But, you know, now looking back upon it, it was a lot of disinfo. But it's still good that I saw it because, you know, like I said, it was like a switch for me. And it just made me want to be aware of everything that's going on around me now. I like to tell people, you know, it's kind of like this. You know, when you're first just still believing the official story and you believe in everything you see on the news, it's almost like, you know, you're in their mental box. And when you break out of that box and you think you're free now and you start getting all this other information, you're really inside another box that they threw you in. And what it is they disguise it by giving you 80% of the truth, but then they'll mislead you on the other 20%. And they have to give you 80% of the truth. You'll never trust them, and they know that. So they talk about all these things that are already out there, like GMO food and vaccines and this and that. But when it comes to 9/11, oh boy, they're not going to tell you the truth. They're gonna lie to you and mislead you, and hopefully by that time.
So Building 7 was a 47-story steel frame building. And it fell at 5:20 in the afternoon on 9/11, having not been hit by a plane. And if you look at it, you can go on the internet, put in YouTube Building 7 collapse. You will see the most obvious controlled demolition you will ever see.
This is Building 7 in the World Trade Center area is collapsing. Now, whether we don't even know whether this was something that was engineered for safety reasons or it just happened as a consequence of the two collisions.
The first 2.5 seconds of that building falling were in free fall speed, because what was below, as the top fell, had already gone, because it was a controlled demolition. You see every now and again, you see on the news, you see stadiums blown up and big towers come down, and they don't fall over where they can hit other buildings, they fall on their own footprint. It's exactly what Building 7 did.
I think because I am willing to look at anything, okay? I looked into a theory regarding 9/11 that I knew was totally wrong. It sounded outlandish to me. These other little bells that rang in my head would have never went off, and I would have never discovered the real information, because it kind of led me in an indirect route to the real information. And if some people, you know, if you want to get the whole story behind anything, and not even just September 11th, I mean, behind anything, I mean, how can you expect to get it if you're not willing to listen to all sides? There's value even in listening to people that are telling a falsehood, because there might be little bits of truth in there that you can pick out. And if you're good enough and can recognize it and pick it out, you know, you can use that. And that's exactly what happened. This woman was trying to explain a totally different theory, and I started noticing things in the pictures that I'd never noticed before.
And this is the official government explanation of why Building 7 fell, was because of office furnishings fires.
Freedom itself was attacked this morning by a faceless coward.
Let me out! Let me out! I want out!
I mean, it absolutely made me realize that the whole Bin Laden tale was absolutely, totally false. I mean, there was no way this guy did any of the things they said. Every part of the official story was pretty much proven wrong. I mean, whether it be scientifically or just, I mean, just common sense. Just so many things that can't happen in the world supposedly all happened on that day. I can't sit on information like this. I mean, I can't. I have to tell people. That would just eat away at me every day of my life if I knew this and I didn't tell people and I didn't pass it on. I'm so glad that I'm able to be part of you know, the group of people that's gonna, you know, put this message forward and hopefully get everybody to realize what a fraud it was.
Sound it out. Get ready. What word? Kid. Yes, kid. Boys and girls, sound this word out. Get ready. Steal. What word? Steal. Yes, steal. Read these words the fast way. Get ready. Playing. Yes, playing. Get ready. Must. Yes, must. Let's read these words the fast way without making a mistake. Get ready. Kite. Yes, kite. Get ready. Kit. Yes, kit. Get ready. Steal. Yes, steal. Get ready.